sensitive? Why everybody so sensitive? Does anybody even give? We feeling babies up with medicine. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, ooh, sipping on juice, sitting in the coupe, thinking about school, thinking about you. Come through, sniffing on blue, sniffing on.
Hey, what's good, everybody? What's good? Duke Mohead from HYLO Art. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode. But before we get started, please make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, all that beautiful stuff. Because if you don't, you're gonna miss a very wonderful guest tonight who goes by the name of SELAH. Hey, y'all give it up for SELAH Poet. So, before we go too far, how you doing today?
I'm wonderful.
Thank you so much. You look absolutely amazing. So before we go any further, tell the people what you do. Who are you? What do you do? What are you
I am a mom. I'm a poet. I'm a business owner. I am a creator. That's what I do all day, every day.
Okay. All right. So all day. So how did you get started in being a poet?
So I started out my artistic life as a theater. I was a theater kid. I grew up in New York City, Queens, New York. I grew up in Black Spectrum Theater Company. Black Spectrum Theater Company raised me, and then I got into high school performing arts. If you ever seen the movie Fame, I went to that high school. And so I was in theater my whole life. When I moved to South Carolina, I started writing poetry. And I went into a bookstore one day to buy some books about poetry. And I told the sister that was there, I'm real mad about the fact that they don't have no open mics like that down here. And she said, you don't see it because you ain't built it. And that's how I got started. She literally threw my words back at me, and I started hosting open mics and writing poetry.
So you already answered my second question, which is where you're from. You said
Queens, New York.
Yeah.
Queens, New York, Linden Boulevard. I grew up I was born in Brooklyn, East New York. What's up? Raised in Queens, Linden Boulevard, Cambridge Heights.
So tell us about the stage name. How did you come up with your stage name?
So there was something, my mother, God rest her dead, Sadie Lemons, she was a person that would always bring people to the Bible. She always would have Bible studies and things like that. And she brought us to the Bible very early. I always loved the word SELAH. And then I looked it up, and what SELAH means is pay attention. I'm finished. So when you look in Psalms, and you read the Psalms, at the end of the Psalms it says, SELAH. Meaning peace be unto you. Be clear about what you just read. Look back at it if you need to, and pause, and take in what you just took in. So that's why I chose.
Oh, that's dope, man. Yeah. So what do you feel, as a poet, what do you feel is the best work you've done so far?
As a poet?
As a poet. Maybe 2 or 3 works. What are the best 2 or 3
works that I've ever, the best thing that I've ever done as a poet was create the Water and Hole Poetry Organization. Non-profit organization for Southern Poets of Color. And what it does is it teaches Southern Poets of Color how to get across that stage, into that page, into the editing work and invest work. Look it up, twhpoetry.org. I'm no longer there as a director, but I still have love for it because I created something that poets can live for forever. The best work I've ever done is one of the pieces that I'm going to do tonight called I Am Hip Hop. My friends will tell you I started fighting about hip hop. I grew up in hip hop. My love for it is unending, and I think it's the greatest work I've ever made. And I made it in like maybe 30 minutes it just wrote itself. And so it's one of my favorite pieces.
Okay, we're looking forward to hearing that.
Thank you.
So a little bit off the poetry, just for a second.
Okay.
I might mispronounce this, so my apologies. But talk to us a little bit about Haku Coffee. Talk to us a little bit about that.
those who don't know, I'm a widow. Thank you. My late husband, we used to do poetry events and host poetry events. And after the poetry events were over, people would come over my house. And my late husband would always make coffee. He made coffee from when he woke up till he went to bed. He wasn't affected by the caffeine and coffee. So people would come over and be like, nah, you're Deanna Jackson. Nah, I don't want to drink no coffee tonight, I'm good. Next thing you know, it's 2 o'clock in the morning and everybody's up still ciphering, you know? And so Haiku Coffee came about because when I did his memorial service, I came home, I was home by myself for about a week, and I came up with the idea of just opening a coffee company. I learned how to roast coffee by just having one hot plate. I could only do a half-pound coffee at a time. And fast forward, I had an 18-pound-an-hour roaster, and we're doing great. We're almost 3 years later.
Oh, wow. So, I'm not a coffee drinker, but off the strength of this interview, I'm going to come give me some coffee from you. Where can I do that at?
So every Saturday, we're going back on February 11th. Every Saturday, we're at Soda City here locally in Columbia. But you can always order coffee from me at HappyCoffee575.com. I have an order form there. You can just order whatever you want. I also have, if you email me and just reach out to us, whatever you want, I can get for you.
So I'm make sure we drop that on the plug at the end of the interview. We'll do that.
Thank you.
I can just write it down.
Because turning into a roaster was a crazy thing for me, but I turned into a roaster.
Congratulations. Like I said, we're going to come get some coffee. You got any current or future projects that you want to tell us about?
So thank you for asking that. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm consulting for small businesses and nonprofits. I just finished winning a couple of grants for a couple of businesses because I ran a nonprofit for 8 years. I just use that work in order to work for other people and make sure that their businesses and their dreams come true. It's really hard starting a business, starting a nonprofit, starting a small business. But for me, it's like it's nothing because I've always had entrepreneurial spirit. So I help people just kind of build on their dreams. And I love that. That's what I'm working on right now. I'm working with Create Project right now. I'm working with HYLO. I'm working with whoever it is that needs me right now. I'm also working with my coffee company all day, every day. I love my coffee company.
So shout out to Hip Hop Love Podcast. You know, as I mentioned.
Yeah.
So thank you all for that connection. And you busy. So a little bit off business because of HYLO Art, we also do music and we do film too. Even though it's just comedy, skits, things like that. So we always like to ask people, you know, what's on your music playlist right now? What you listening to? Miss Hip Hop.
So let me be clear. I'm just coming out of my disdain for new artists. Migos having their loss made me listen to everything Migos ever made. And I listen to I listen to everything that Chica ever made. I listen to Rhapsody. I love female hip hop artists because we need that right now. And I'm also listening to a lot of battle rap. So it's not the name of the artist necessarily. I love battle rap right now because I'm listening to who's coming up and who's making their name. And also I'm loving I love everything Method Man ever did and ever will do. Sorry. It's not new, but it's what I listen to.
All right, Becky, well, you heard that. So now that we go about music, what's your favorite movie of all time? What's your favorite movie of all time?
So I'm gonna be real with you. I have family members, me and my sister and my father, and most of my best friends, we live off of The Godfather. And when I say it, I mean like our say that my family knows what I'm doing. I mean, don't ever let anybody else in the family know what you're thinking. I mean, like, things that not only the Godfather gave us, but Mario Puzo, the author, gave us, which is rules that can really, like, you can live your life by. So I love the Godfather because I love Cosa Nostra in the way that it followed the rules of. I watched The Color Purple at least once every quarter.
Oh, shout out to Ron. That's my wife's favorite.
Got to. Because understanding what happened and how it happened, you understand your own family and how it happened.
Okay. So you said Godfather, which one? 1, 2, or 3?
I watched 1, 2, and 3, and also.
But you only get one favorite.
Oh,
come on.
Then two.
Okay. Shout out to Young Vito. Shout out to Jay-Z.
The Godfather 2.
Okay. Alright. You don't have to make a choice. I mean, you can watch all of them.
Now, 2 is when you understood. So let me tell you why, if you don't mind. 2 is where you learn how Michael Corleone was raised. What happened was Michael did not respect the fact that his father gave him so many jewels until he was forced into the lifestyle. He was protesting his father by going into the military. But going into the military and knowing how his father ran his business is what took them to the next level.
Okay.
Both of them together.
So, I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole. We'll talk behind. No, we'll talk off screen. But I'm not a huge fan. I'm popular opinion, but I'm not a huge fan of Michael Corleone. And I'm a huge fan of the Godfather, the whole trilogy. We'll talk about why I'm not a fan. But shout out to Vito. I'm a huge fan of him for sure. The young Vito for sure. But anyway, so we talked a little bit about that. One more thing before we get a little bit back on business is if you could work with one creative, whether it's a poet, a singer, whatever, dead or alive, a creative, who would it be?
Rakim.
Shout out to the great Rakim.
When Rakim tells you about how he wrote his rhymes on the 8th note, how he followed the rules of jazz when he wrote his rhymes, you have to respect him. But now what I want to bring you is this. If you listen to the song Juice, spoken word artists live off of cadence. We live off of cadence. If you want to know cadence, I dare you to listen to the song Juice and find where you follow the same cadence in the next line. Every line was a different cadence. And he got through a whole song and nobody paid attention to the fact that he changed up the cadence. Every line or every other line. Rakim all day.
Well, you paid attention. So what advice do you have others who want to do something similar to what you're doing, whether it's being a poet or starting businesses, either one of those? What advice do you have?
When it comes to being a poet, sit around other poets, make sure that you respect your art, make sure that you get edited, make sure that you have a group of poets around you that will give you feedback on your work. When it comes to poets, make sure that you have a community around you. When it comes to starting a business, do it. Jump out the window. You will learn that there is no window. There's no window. Literally just start.
Okay. Thank you for that advice. Now, is there anything that we didn't cover or talk about that you want to talk about?
I love your question.
So, you got any final shout outs?
Shout out to Bugsy California.
Shout out Bugsy.
Shout out to Bugsy who's holding it down for all of South Carolina. All of spoken word poetry in the South right now. Shout out to Nikki Finney who just opened a cultural arts center downtown. Shout out to Jennifer Bartel Boykin, who just won Poet Laureate of Columbia, South Carolina. Shout out. Thank you.
Yeah, all right. All right, so the very New York centric, y'all give it up for SELAH, the poet.
I appreciate you, love.
Yeah, you couldn't wait for me. I couldn't get it together. Try to get my together. You couldn't wait for me. I couldn't get it together. Go find you one better.